Hello everyone and welcome back to some rapid action on Leeches. And also just to remind you, today we will host a nice simultaneous exhibition with Alireza. He will be taking on some 20 participants of the, or rather best improvers from our Improve app, and they will try to see if they have improved sufficiently to tackle a player as strong as him. It's not going to be easy since he's currently number 5 in the world, I believe, but should make it very interesting just to see how much they've improved. If you still haven't tried the app, do try it. First link in the description below, and also with the latest update. I know a lot of you have been having issues with only being able to register via a phone number. Now you can also register via email. So if that was a problem for you, we've fixed that. So, give it a shot. First link in the description below. So let's check it out. We're going to go for a nice rapid game. And see if I can play a little bit better than the previous game. Okay, let me just take out the Zen mode so we can see who we are playing. I usually don't, as I prefer to only check out who I'm playing after the game. But as this is now a video, let's check it out. We're playing against Punkopen, rated 22-21, and he goes for the Reti. Okay, we're gonna go symmetrical and see what happens. Never really done any... okay, so he switches up to d4. We're gonna go for some standard stuff here. Okay, let's play e6, and then we're gonna decide if he's gonna be a bishop to f4. Okay, so he goes for c4. Probably g3 is coming, so we'll see how to tackle that. All right, so let's go queen e7. Sometimes I like to play a5. Sometimes I like to play queen to e7. It's basically if I lose a game with a5, then I switch to queen e7. If I lose a game with queen to e7, then I switch back to a5. So we'll see if that works. And yeah, probably he will fianchetto the light square bishop, but you never know. It's also a very annoying move. You're developing your queen very early on, and it's not a problem. Like if he trades, the queen can't really be harassed on b4 that much. I'm hoping. And he does seem to be wasting some time. Okay, so queen to b3. Now we could go for knight to c6. That's always a useful move if I want my knight on c6, or do I want to play something like d6 and then bring my knight to d7? So that's what I have to decide. Do I want to play a5 now? Does he want to go a3 next? Those are some of the questions. So d5, not really an issue for me. Yeah, let's go a5 now. Not really sure about knight to c6. Okay, so we started burning a lot of time, even though it's only like move 5. But what are you gonna do? That's the beauty of rapid chess. You have all the time in the world. So I wanna castle my king, obviously, once he decides what to do here. Probably he will do nothing. He will probably try... Okay, I did not expect him to capture. I'm gonna capture with the pawn, simply to get a semi-open a-file for my rook. And like c5, I don't see that being a move. Then knight to c6 just lands very nicely. He doesn't have e4, so he can play it slowly with e3, or he can prepare pawn to e4 with something like... Yeah, he can't do this. He can go knight here. But then we can even consider d5 right away. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an... I'm far from an expert on openings. I'm just trying my best as it goes. But yeah, I have done some work on some openings during the past week. As you've probably noticed, I haven't been uploading any of my rapid games, but I don't think I've done a lot on this particular theme. So we'll see. But okay, our opponent obviously taking this very seriously, taking a lot of time to decide. Because basically the game will be decided. It's probably not going to be decided via tactic or via flagging in the end game. What kind of a position you get at this point in the game will mean how much you will struggle later on. So what does he want? Okay, it's a pretty standard idea. Or the knight always comes to e5. So I'm just gonna ask the question, what if I kick it away? He goes here, a double attack on the pawn, and then my queen no longer is defending. So that's a pretty nice way of handling things. And if I play like maybe d6, knight d3, and c5 looks very ugly. Because I'm gonna have if he trades, I'm gonna have a backwards pawn here, but I think it can be done. So, okay, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask, what is this? And he can prove that it's okay. Okay, so I already like my position quite more than I thought I would, especially if I can maybe develop my pieces a little bit. Like the bishop might even have some. This would even trap the queen, so he has to be very careful about this. Like if he goes for something like g3, then bishop d7 sort of stops bishop g2 because his queen would hang, and then I would get a free tempo for getting the bishop all the way to c6. So he has to figure this out. Probably he will not play g3, probably e3, and then I still go bishop to d7 just to be annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I like this, but okay, so he does go e3, obviously. So let's just play this because why not? He might trade once. Yeah, okay, we can play it. So it's not really something that he should be worried about, but I get a free move in. Unless I'm missing something obvious. Okay, so of course a4. A4, why not? Do I like a4? It's sort of a permanent weakness here. Huh. Alright, let's I'm kind of not interested in freeing up his pieces because here the knight is very nicely controlled, and okay, he can advance it to a5, but it's just going to be a weakness. So I'm just going to castle here. I don't think I should force something like knight to e4 because okay, it could be done, but even bishop to c6 like could be played. I don't have to rush castling. Then it kind of prevents bishop to e2 because the g2 pawn would hang, but he might go for something crazy like sacrifice the g2 pawn. Yeah, let's play it and see what he does. Like if his a4 plan isn't all that spectacular, then I just got a beautiful diagonal for my light square bishop, and that's gonna be great. So probably he will just yeah, if he's not gonna go for something crazy like bishop e2 and give up the pawn. Okay, so he just develops the knight, he controls e4. Okay, but I'm the one who really controls e4. So no worries there. Let's just castle now. Yeah, I also, yeah, I don't want to waste a move on castling. Maybe if I can threaten some knight b6 ideas, then force a5, and then maybe if a5 is played later on, it's going to be a weakness. Huh. Yeah, okay, let's develop the knight. Probably, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, so he captures once. Now I can even capture. No, I can't capture with the knight. I thought I could. I mean, I could capture with the knight, and then if he captures with the queen, I actually can capture the pawn here. But again, it just feels like it just feels like the pawn on b4 that's protected is really awesome. This pawn is really weak, but I can play b6 later on. So he might, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to him to calculate. Calculating a5 now, what if he plays it? It would be just a waste of time. Even though I have nothing better to do. Yeah, okay, so he gives up the g2 pawn. That's probably the best and the most active thing he can do. And yeah. And then the knight comes here. He's going to have a nice attack. But I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Yeah, okay, you can do that. You can do that for sure. Huh. That's a little bit silly. Let's go bishop c6. He will take the g7 pawn, sure. Sure, he will. Go here. We can get our queen into the game, and also, if he trades, I'm also kind of threatening to trap his rook there. And if he doesn't do anything, I get my queen into the game, so I don't know. Okay, it's a pawn trade, but I like it. He can never castle queenside because this pawn is weak. So we'll see. Yeah. I kind of feel my king is a bit safer than his king. Something like rook to g2 even, but that goes under the mask of the bishop. So yeah, he will have to move the rook somewhere. Yeah, the queen here, not the best, definitely. Okay, so he goes after f7. He goes after f7. Very nice. Okay, I did not consider that. I have to. Okay, so what if I go here and he attacks my knight? Yeah, that's not the best. Yeah, I actually have nothing better than to give up the h7 pawn. Yeah, it's a crazy position, and I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Can he actually? No, he can't. No. No. So I think that we're pretty happy now. Yeah. Okay, since he can't really bring more attackers into the game, he could go for something like knight to f3. I'm guessing knight to f3 could even be his top move. Or knight here, maybe. Knight here. Then we get the queen into the game. Yeah, this knight should be really careful. Either he should trade it for this knight, but then the bishop also defends this, or he can't move this knight. If my queen gets into the game, we'll attack the rook and the f2 pawn. All right, and he's also getting very low on time, so he's deciding whether to gobble up that pawn or not. It's hard to say. Hard to say. You know, I always okay. So he goes here. Probably wants to put more pressure on my knight here. So we're just gonna probably take. Okay, let's. Do we want to take? Let's first consider our options here. Let's get our queen into the game first. That's first and foremost. Force him to move the rook a little bit. And then we might have some knight captures on d2 action. With bishop to e4, maybe useful, maybe not. But it's up to him to calculate if it's useful. If you play something else, I'll figure it out. Yeah, and also if I take, yeah, and get the bishop into the game, then I'm no longer attacking a4, so I have to decide whether I wanna. What is this? He goes after my knight. I like it. I like it, but not too much. Okay. Is he sort of trapping his bishop there? That's the question. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Queen captures, of course. Of course, queen captures. And now, how does he deal with bishop f3? Obviously, rook f4, okay. Okay, so he saw that, very nice. But how does he deal with a move like queen a3? He has to go here. And then we attack the rook. Does he have some funny knight move? Yeah, okay, so here he can go with the knight, obviously. Yeah, we're gonna keep this option. Let's go e5. e5 looks very strong. e5 looks very strong. Just take away that f4 square from his rook and force him to calculate. Yeah, and if he goes for queenside castles, I'm just not buying that. Not at all. Because then I can capture here, I can play b3, move my bishop, I don't know. Something good should happen. Okay, so it's equal material, funny position. I do not. Okay, so b3. So now what is this? Does this just win the rook? What is this? Can he defend it? Yeah, he can move it back to b2, so not really that useful. But now we can actually go for this. I don't see a reply. I missed something. I don't know. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't see. I literally don't see a move for him. He cannot castle. He can't move the knight anywhere. Yeah, e5 probably wasn't the best, but it was enough to like take away counterplay. Is there anything like even a crazy solution? Like he could try knight captures on c5 just for fun, and then I capture, and then he checkmates me on d7. That'd be funny. Yeah, something. I would play that. Okay, so he tries it, but in a different way. He wants me to capture the rook and then to checkmate me on d7. Yeah, that's the fighting spirit. I love it. I love it. Okay, so he got rid of my pawn. And he got away with it. But now, yeah, I can even sacrifice my queen here. Like this is a lot of material for the queen, but I don't have to. No, it's actually not, because he gets the pawn in and then my knight hangs. But I can actually just give a check and pick up the free rook. So now it's very relevant with the bishop on f3. Yeah, that's very nice. So what do we do? Does he have like a move here or anything? I don't think he does. Yeah, I don't want to give a check for no reason. Or maybe, yeah, I could win the queen with rook to d8, obviously. Not win the queen, but win material. But this is stronger, I believe. If he blocks with the queen, then I throw in a rook check. And if he goes back, then I have this check, and then he has to block with the queen, and then it's checkmate. So this ends the game. All right, very nice. Okay, so he resigns. And a lot of rating points, 50 rating points, very nicely done. So here what he would have to do, there's really no way to counter this. He would have to give up the rook. We can put it on analysis here. Yeah, he would have to give up the rook. I would just capture it, or it doesn't really matter. Captures. Okay, here. The agent says I should go for this, but I mean, I would, since he's low on time, I would probably just capture the queen and pick up the free bishop here, also winning. But let's just quickly go through the game to see what we could have done better. So bishop captures on b2 says that it's you should play it, but a5 is also perfectly fine, as you see, or you don't see the analysis, but you can see the evaluation. Yeah, captures 95. Says already really bad, yeah. Knight to e5 says the engine already close to losing for him. And I played it d6, he went here, and I played c5, so it was a good decision. Yeah, probably because of the weird queen here, he just loses too many tempi, yeah. Wish I knew that. He plays this, I played bishop to c6, sort of e5 better. Forcing d5, yeah, this is what the engine wants, and then I just castle and I say, okay, I have no problems this game, this is just a weak pawn. Okay, I went bishop to c6, still a fine move. Knight here, yeah, knight here, okay, sort of gives up any long-term advantage. Bishop e2, and I went for this. Okay, still better for me, but nothing spectacular. Knight e4. He went for this bishop move, yeah, and now sort of knight captures, king captures, and queenside castles should be objectively best, as the king is now on the open file. I went for rook f8. Okay, not the best, gives a question mark, but still better for me. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I only can think in human terms. Queen to c2. Queen f6, perfectly fine. Rook g4, yeah, okay, so now we took advantage of this. Okay, so queen f5 can also be played, yeah, but I thought queen f5 he can just defend with rook a3. But okay, I went for e5, and he should have played e4, but then he just opened up the position completely. I played bishop to f3, knight captures, queen. Okay, now it's game over. There's no more here. Okay, I actually, there was a forced checkmate here. A rook captures, king d1. Oh, there's queen d1. Wow, I'm so blind. Wow. Probably you guys watching this were going crazy, but I've seen this happen actually even in stronger players' games, where you start calculating a line and you see that it's winning, and then you just go for it. You don't check if there's a faster checkmate, because my brain thought about queen to b2 and queen and rook to d8 first. If none of those worked, I would have found queen to d1, obviously, but here I just wasn't looking for it. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Nicely played by my opponent, but there were a couple of moves, too many, that even I could take advantage of. So, you know, hooray for me. And yeah, if you guys have time, we're gonna start the stream maybe some 6:15, 6:30 Central European time, and Alireza will join us maybe something maybe short of 7 p.m. And he will start his simultaneous exhibition against 20 of our best improvers. So we'll see how it goes. I will also be live streaming it with Alireza, and I will try to, you know, annoy him as much as possible to give our people some chances against him. So yeah. Once again, really hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, if you have any favorites from the Qatar Masters, do use hashtag suggestion, and I will go over that as I usually do. So thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.